Hello, here we are with an unboxing and hands-on with the LG G Watch R. So this is the second Android Wear smartwatch to arrive from LG. The first, of course, was the original G Watch, which had a square or rectangular face, and now this is a circular face that's going to be competing with Motorola's Moto 360. So we've got quite nice packaging here from LG. Got this embossed silver on the front. It looks quite classy because this is the more premium and more expensive smartwatch, coming in at £225 including VAT. So on the back we've got a little rundown of what you can expect. We've got a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor inside, a 1.3-inch full circle POLED, a 1.2 gigahertz processor, got a heart rate monitor, a barometer, 9-axis motion, a 410 milliamp hour battery. Of course, you've got OK Google because it's Android Wear. It's water resistant, IP67 rated. You've got 4 gig of internal storage, 512 megabytes of RAM. So let's get inside and show you what you get. So as we open the box, which has a little magnet on the side here, it's quite a nice little presentation box. Opens up like a bit like a book. Got the G Watch presented to us. We've got a quick start guide colour in English just to show you how you get sort of set up, but I know you're not interested in that. Here's the G Watch R, which we'll come back to in just a moment. So because this is a UK variant, we get a 3-pin UK mains adapter with a USB connection on the back of it. Into that mains adapter you will connect this, the USB to micro USB cable, and that in turn connects to this, the charging cradle. And of course, because this is circular, or the watch is circular, the charging dock is now circular rather than rectangle of the original G Watch. So here we've got some gold pins that line up with the back of the G Watch R. It sits in here. There's a small magnet in here that magnetizes the two together. We've got rubber foot on the bottom of the dock here, which keeps it sort of secure on a desktop. And on the side here, we've got the micro USB connection, which we connect the power cable to for actually charging. And then also included, we've got some more safety information. And that's about it in terms of box contents. So here is the G Watch R itself, and on first impressions it looks really nice. So we've got these this big bezel around here, and I think this is how LG have managed to create a circular display. They've hidden any screen cables and stuff behind this bezel to make it truly circular, and LG are playing on that fact because of course the Motorola Moto 360 does have just a little black bar across the bottom. Now this bezel does not move, it just helps you telling the time. We've got this classic sort of button on the side to make it really look like a watch, and we press that and that is actually the power button. We have to press and hold to power it on. We've got this black leather wristband with I think that's a metal clasp at the end there, and you can see it's genuine leather. It feels quite thick and sturdy. It's a 22 millimeter or 0.8 inch watch strap, which you can change if you like. So packed under here is of course all the internal workings. We've got the gold pins which line up with the charging dock here, so you can see that would go on there, magnetized just like that on the charging dock. We pull that off. You've got the heart rate sensor, which of course links in to taking your heart rate and keeping track of that on the G Watch itself. The whole thing weighs in at 62 grams, so it's heavier than some smartwatches, so you might notice the difference actually on your wrist, and it's 9.7 millimeters thick, so it's slimmer than the Moto 360, but it still looks quite chunky. To give you a comparison, I have a Storm watch here, and this is particularly thin. I don't know if you can get the perspective of that, but you can see, you know, just how much it compares to a traditional watch. So people will probably think, wow, that's a bit chunky, but they might not instantly think it's a smartwatch. So let's get this sort of set up for you. So going through the process here, we need to connect to Android Wear here. So let's go and set that up. So we pair a new wearable. So on the Android Wear app on the phone, which I've downloaded from the Play Store, accept all of the conditions. So it's picking up different devices. So we're going to go with the G Watch here, and then it's going to connect to that. Let's pair it. So this can take a few minutes to actually configure. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how that bezel interacts or works kind of with your finger swiping on a daily kind of basis. I don't know how you can pick that up. It is raised, so to get to the screen you do kind of have to go over that. I think you'll get used to it. It's not as chunky as I actually imagined it would be, yeah, that might be quite interesting, that. Okay, so we're now paired with the G-Watch R. Now, I could go through the Android app, but you've probably seen that before, so I'm not going to go through that. Let's just quickly show you here. We're at the main watch face. We can swipe up, and we've got all the introduction stuff to get you started. But the general principle is you scroll up through to get your notifications. So you can see I've got a voicemail, I've got a LinkedIn notification. If I scroll across, I can go and open that on the phone. And what you can do with the different notifications will depend. I've got my emails here, so I can't actually scroll across on that because of the app I'm using. I've got my Gmail there, and I can scroll across. I could delete that, I could reply to it, I can open it on the phone, or I can swipe it completely off the screen like that, and it opens up the next notification that I've got. And so it goes on. You've got the weather, like so. Now if we go back to the top or to the watch face, we press and hold. We've got the different watch faces. We'll show you more of these in our review, but you've got a nice range of different watch faces that do different things. Some actually pull out things like your heart rate, which is nice to see. A real nice sort of options here. It makes it feel much more personal. So we've got a world clock right here. Of course, tap to speak to Google. It pairs with your phone and does all the usual things, but we'll ignore that. You've got directions here built in on how to use the different features. It sort of tells you that. You can scroll all the way down. You've got start, and that picks up your different apps that you've actually got on the handset that configure or work with Android Wear. And then you've got settings where you can go in and power this off completely. You can adjust the screen brightness. So this goes right up to 6. So it's quite bright, but generally 3 is about right. It gives you a good mix of battery life and sort of visibility. You can have an always on screen where it is always on, so you've got that ambient kind of screen on. And it means it's just a bit easier to see the watch, but it will affect the battery life. Airplane mode, you can power it off, restart it, reset the device, change the watch face, and find out about it. So that's just a very quick unboxing and look at the G-Watch R. We will of course be back with a full review very soon, but until next time, thanks for watching.